I'm really glad to be a participant of this festival. And I have to say thank you, Eric, for this. I'm not still used to retell stories in this way on Zoom. It is strange for me. I like everything live, but of course, obviously, I accept this opportunity to be with you, to be in Chennai and in the whole world in the same time. So I'm a storyteller from Split, from Croatia, and I'm doing a lot of workshops with children, also with youth and adults as well. And I'm educator on one school, storytelling school in Zagreb and Varaždin. I adore stories, and while I was preparing myself for one little radio show that I have here in Split, I found this story, and I found it very interesting. It's Inuit Eskimo folk tale, and it's about a whale. Title is Burning Whale's Heart. I like that story very much. It's one of my favorites because I don't know, it's all in there: poetry, philosophy, metaphysics, ecology, psychology, and it's still logic and compact, like a big metaphor. It's a story of everyday life, but also it's eternal. So let's make this introduction short. Now I would like to share this story with you. Once upon a time, there was one raven, very considered raven, who flew far away in the open seas. He was flying and flying, and he was trying to find a place to rest. He was really exhausted. He could barely flap his wings. When he started to drown, suddenly one big whale emerged and swallowed him. In his throat, he was thinking about losing his voice and his life. But in that moment, he found himself in a house, in one comfortable room, filled with warmth and light. It was a house made of whale's mouth, but decorated as a house where people live. On the bed, there was a young, beautiful woman, and carefully looking after a burning lamp on her lap. Welcome. Make yourself comfortable. But please, don't you ever touch this lamp, she said. She was really restless. She was going in and out all the time. And the raven asked her, "What's going on?" "Nothing, just the life and the breath of life," she replied. Raven became more and more curious. He wanted to know more about that girl and about lamp. So the next time she left the room, he touched the lamp. He touched the flame. In that moment, young girl fell across the doorstep, face down. The flame and the lamp extinguished, and the warm room disappeared, and the raven found himself in a total darkness. He wanted to say that he was sorry for what he had done, but there was no one to apologize to. The damage was already done. He wanted to say that he was sorry for what he had done. But there was no one to apologize to. The damage was already done. So he was circling and circling. He was very nervous in that darkness. He was falling and his feathers were falling out and he was coughing. He could barely breathe. The girl was Whale's soul. And every time she would slip into the place, a whale would inhale. The lamp was her heart. So when Raven touched the flame, he mortally wounded Whale's burning heart. So the whale was dead, and the raven was trapped inside his sticky stomach. But he was fighting for his life, and finally he managed to get out through whale's mouth. He sat on a floating whale's back, and he was exhausted. And then big storm suddenly came out, and some people on the coast saw him, and they wanted to save him. When he saw those people, he transformed into a man. Very ugly little man who was jumping on the floating whale's back. But he didn't say, I interfered in the beauty with the beauty that I didn't understand, and I destroyed it. He cracked instead. I'm a hero. I killed the whale. And he became a man, a great man, respected among his people. And he became a man, great man, respected among us. That's the end of the story. Folk tale story, Eskimo folk story that I like very much. So keep your lamp burning, and if somebody wants to say something, be free to comment, to reflect. That's why I'm in black. And that's why it's a cloudy morning in Split, but I make it more misty for this story.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Eric. And
Anybody?
everybody.
Any comments, questions, thoughts?
Just one thought, you just made us speechless. I don't know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
Very moving.
You don't have to. Thank you for listening very much.
Thank you for the story. It was wonderful.
Jasmina, thank you. You touch my heart so deeply. Thank you.
Thank you, Elisabetta and Mariana, my colleagues from Croatia, storytellers.
Such a powerful performance, Jasmina. Speechless, really. I mean, it was so beautifully told with those long pauses, which made us reflect a little bit more on the story. I think you have aced the art of storytelling. Thank you so much for sharing such a beautiful story.
Thank you very much. I see that all in my mind. That's the only way for me to interpret the story. All the pictures, everything is inside of us. Maybe, I'm sorry, I don't like to interpret too much because maybe it's not necessary. I like to hear you, but maybe really it's not necessary. We are all ravens, we are all sea, we are all everything, and we are a lamp.
Okay.
That's why we are speechless right now, because we think about our our lives and the reflection, where we are now, who we are right now in our lives. Are we raven or wave or the lamb? Thank you.
Lots of regards and best wishes from Croatia, from Split in this cloudy morning. Be light, be a sunshine. There is a sunshine always. And namaste. I'm looking forward to hear your stories.